that. Boy, if that would have gone bad, that would have looked really good on camera. Alright, get that on there. We'll let that build for a bit. Then we'll get right back on track. Alright, let's get this opened up. We'll get going. Do a good hour tonight, and then that's going to be it. Alright. Open it up. Now we got a fire going back there. Look at that. It's beautiful. It's roaring. That's the way I like it. Alright. I am tired, Aiden. I am tired, dude. But you know what? The show must go on. I know I seem tired right now, but got myself a coffee right here. This will get me up to finish the show here, and then once we get to 7 o'clock, I'm shutting her down. I am going to bed, and I am going to get a good night's sleep for the first time in God knows how many days. Paul, what's up, bro? You're still driving? By the way, man, don't forget, man, I need to get that footage by either tonight or tomorrow, because I start editing tomorrow morning, so I can get that video done by, I'm hoping Sunday afternoon. So yeah, Paul, just remember, if you can get that to me around that time, that'd be great. Don't sleep. Yeah, right. So anyway, with all that being said, let's go ahead and get into the show. What's going on, guys? I'm Jake the Lawn Kid. Welcome back to another episode of Lawnfires, where the fires are hot, the lawns are green, and the questions are engaging. Welcome back to yet another episode. In fact, episode number 31. So for those of you guys who are new here, basically the way the show works is it's a live Q&A show that I like to do fireside every weekend on Friday nights, where I take all of your most frequently asked questions from the chat here, and I answer them live and in real time. Now let me move that vodka. Thanks, Aiden. Now before I go any further here, for those of you guys who are new here, the way the chat works is you go below the video, and you're going to have some icons. You have your like button, your dislike button, and then just keep going across there. And once you see the live chat button, click that, and then once you get in there, you can go ahead and answer the chat. You can go ahead and get into the chat, answer questions, and do what you got to do. All right, thanks, Castleberry. Appreciate it. David McCarthy, have you ever winterized an irrigation system? Is this something an air compressor from a big box store can knock out? Suggestions on specs for air compressor. David McCarthy, I have no experience with this whatsoever, but my biggest recommendation to you would be to go check out, would be to just YouTube how to do it. I don't know anybody in particular that does it. Besides my buddy Connor Ward, which, by the way, if you want to go check that out, go check out my buddy Connor Ward. Aiden, if you can link to Connor Ward's video on irrigation winterization, that would help me out a lot. Like I said, I know I'm a little tired. I'm a little out of it. I just got back from GIE, so that was fun. By the way, any of you guys have been following me the last couple of days, you guys know I went to the GIE Expo, and basically what it is it's the biggest lawn care landscape trade show in the industry. And I gotta say, it was a lot of fun, but at the same time, I am pretty exhausted. So we're gonna keep tonight's show short and sweet. We're gonna get on here, answer some questions, and I am going to hit the sack at 7 o'clock. Thanks, Aiden. Appreciate it. Dylan, what's up, brother? Welcome back. Obsessed with lawns and... I think I changed my shirt. I'm hot. I used a pancake compressor to blow the water out of my irrigation system. Yeah, man, that'll work. Thank you for all the updates. Obsessed with lawns and odds? You're welcome. Pretty sure you aren't supposed to go over 40 psi, so homeowner model should work. Yeah, Tom Letzler. Once again, I am not the guy to ask about that, but any of you guys who have any experience with winterizing your in-ground irrigation system, please feel free to chime in the chat, as we do have a lot of new people in here who are curious about it. So I really appreciate you guys' feedback, as I am learning new things every day. Aiden, what are you talking about? You need more updates. You were messaging me the entire time. You were messaging me like, what time is dinner? Oh, did you go to Nick's booth? What time is the meetup? Like, were you there? You know what I'm saying? I'm just kidding, man. I'm busting your balls. But next year, Aiden, we definitely got to get you out here, because let me tell you something. Anybody who doesn't go always relies on the people who do go to post pictures and videos all the time. Well, I'm going to be honest with you. When it's your first time there, the best thing to do is just to enjoy yourself in the moment. Become familiar with the layout, and then you could do like a full detailed video about it. So that's really what I've been doing here. I know I'm a seasoned veteran at this point, but I really like going there and enjoying the moment and just talking with people. But I did get a ton of great B-roll shot for the YouTube channel coming this Monday at 5 a.m., so stay tuned for that. Other than that, the usual. Steve Z, Jake, how do I know if I have a grub issue? Well, all you have to do is look for any brown spots in your lawn right now, as we are getting rain and the lawn will be vigorous. If you notice any brown spots in the lawn, my best bet to you would be to just go pull those areas. Go see if they come up easy. And if they come up easy and you notice any grub worms crawling around that area, then that's how you know you have a grub problem. So what I would recommend to you in that case is to get down a curative product in those areas. You can use the granular. You can use the granular Dialox, you can use the 7, whatever you want to do. Maybe drop a little product in those areas, water in, and literally within 24 hours they will be dead. So that would be my recommendation to you. But if I'm going to be super honest with you, if you got grubs right now and you have a thick lawn already and it's green, I wouldn't worry about them. Just let them go. Let them go, because I want you to know that as you continue to build your lawn and get it more mature and get it more established, do it. Oh boy. Gary Herrera, what's up, Jake? How did you like that vent track? Pete Denny said, get your vent track right. He is a good dude. Yeah, Gary, he is a good dude. And, dude, I freaking love that vent track. Now, I will say it was a little bit of a learning curve for me, because it's configured a little bit differently than I'm used to. As when you turn it, the thing's like a snake, right? The whole unit turns, right? It's kind of like a slithering snake when you turn it. So it was a little learning curve, but I gotta say, I'm sure that with a couple of times of trying it, it really became like riding a bike. I got really good at it within a day. Hey Jake, wondering if you saw my comment on your last video. I started my own channel and also used your affiliate link to order compaction cure. Kenny Cooper, yes, I did see that. Sorry I didn't get back to you sooner, brother. I just want to say again, thank you very much for the support. It's much appreciated. Thank you. I did poll test. Didn't notice any grubs. Used 24 from Bio Advanced. Didn't see any grubs. Okay, then you should be fine. At this point, I just wouldn't do anything for the rest of the year. You should be fine. I blow out 6 heads at a time, so you should be good. Okay. Mike R., thank you for your feedback. Appreciate it. Get your Ventrac right. That's right, man. Aiden, you need to come next year and try out the Ventracs with me and Pete, man. It was so fun. And I got to say, when you... Let me just let you guys in on something. When you demo a piece of equipment with Pete Denny, and you're my age, he's a father figure at that point. He's literally showing you how to freaking operate the Ventrac, detail by detail. He does it like butter, man. For him, it's like swinging a golf club. It's easy for him, right? For me, I'm like, well, where do I start? What do I do? He's literally showing me step by step how to do it, and I'm trying to follow along with him. I gotta say, it was a little difficult, but I finally got it. Oh my God, the vodka's in the shot. I don't drink, alright, don't worry. So, for those who don't know, I'm actually sitting in my dad's bar right now, right? This is where I shoot most of my episodes, and this vodka just happened to be sitting here. So if you're watching this, I just want you to know that I'm not a drinker by any means. I'm underage for that stuff, but I just got tired, forgot to move it, so yeah. Don't want you guys to worry. No underage drinking going on back here. Steve C. Jake, you're such a boss, bro. Love what you do. Your future is so bright. Keep it up. Steve Z. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it. Not the Ventrac people. Pete Denny. Love that guy. Love talking to him on the phone the other day. Yeah, so for those of you guys who don't know, I was actually sitting at the Greene County booth yesterday, and Aiden's been texting me all day because he wanted to know what was going on, and honestly I felt bad that he couldn't be there, so I went ahead and called him, and I let Pete and John talk to him for a little bit. So, you know what I'm saying? I wanted to give him a little taste of the GIE experience, as I did feel bad that he wasn't able to attend, and I know he really wanted to be there, so we'll work something out. We'll get you out there next year, buddy, because let me tell you, you don't... It's a good experience, man. Like, for what Aiden's trying to do, I think he should definitely be allowed to go. That's all I'm going to say. Slowly sipping on my coffee. Wondering if anyone who's donated in a live chat? Yep. Kenny Cooper, thank you, man. Appreciate it. Has anyone ever donated to you? Yes. Love that call, bro. Oh, I'll be there. Yeah, Aiden, you better be there, man. We're going to be waiting on you. In fact, you know what you need to do? You need to schedule a giveaway at the Spiker Spreader booth. Then that way, you have to go no matter what. You know what I'm saying? That's how you lock yourself in. Contact Spiker and ask him for a giveaway slot. Me too, man. I wanted to be at GIE. Obsessed with lawns? Go, man. Next year, definitely go. October 21st to the 23rd. It's going to be a really great time. Once again, those of you guys tuning in here, I'm sorry if I sound a little tired. I literally just got back from GIE. Like I talked about earlier, it's a really big lawn care landscape trade show, so a lot of walking, a lot of talking, and because of that, I'm hecka tired. Right? So that's part of why I'm tired. Sparkles6681, what was your favorite part of the event? Dude, my favorite part was everything. The equipment, the people, and more specifically, my friends over at Greene County Fertilizer. Those guys, they've done a lot for us over the past year and a half, and on top of that, they're just really great people to talk to in general. Really great business partners to have. I'm glad to get to work with them. And on top of that, just great show in general. You know, great people, great equipment. It was fun. If my channel turns into anything special, I'll definitely be at the GIE. Would love to go. Kenny Cooper, even if it doesn't, come on down. I would love to meet you. Love to meet you, talk a little bit of lawn stuff. Quick follow-up. I usually use Scott's 4-step Looking to lay down a prodiamine application to get longer weed control. I just bought a Ryobi 4-gallon sprayer. Looking to step up my spray game. Can I do both in April? Okay, this is a great question. So, Steve Z, it really doesn't matter as long as you're not seeding in tandem with your pre-emergent. So if you want to put down a starter fertilizer in conjunction with your pre-emergent, by all means, go ahead. Those two mode of actions that come with the products are not going to interfere with one another. But what I do want you to be concerned about is if you do come into a situation where you decide to seed in tandem with your spring pre-emergent. Because as I talked about before, the science of pre-emergent is to basically stop a plant, is to basically disrupt cell division in the plant, which will then result in the plant not being able to germinate, right? And because of that, and while that's good, that science can actually be used against it. The benefit of this science can actually be used to a disadvantage. Sorry if I'm not wording this right, but it could be used as a disadvantage if you're seeding, as it will also choke out the growth of your new seed. In fact, Aiden, if you're still in here, buddy, could you link below to the video I did last spring where I compared spring seeding versus crabgrass pre-emergence. I did that back in the spring. If you could link that in here, Aiden, that would be much appreciated. But basically what I'm trying to say here is that if you seed and put down your pre-emergent in the spring, those two are the pre-emergent's going to work, but you're not going to get anything out of the seed, as the pre-emergent is going to prevent it from coming up at that young of a state. Mike R, thank you, man. I appreciate it. Aiden, thanks, man. Appreciate it. You're the man. That's why I have you in here, man. You're the man. Jake, come on over to the other side of Chicago and we'll hang out. Kenny Cooper, I will keep that in mind, brother. I usually get the Scots for seeding. Sorry, should have mentioned that. Steve Z, well, like I said, Scott's has a wide variety of products, just like anything else. So like I said, I would stay away from any seeding of any kind in the spring. So if you just want to put down a starter in the spring to get things going, and in conjunction to that, maybe do a pre-emergent application, which Scott's makes tons of products that, Scott's makes tons of multifunctional products. Like, for instance, they have a starter fertilizer injected into the pre-emergent. That's going to be the Scott's Holtz product. That's going to work perfectly for what you're trying to accomplish here. In fact, I talk a lot more about it in the video that Aiden linked here in the chat. So for those of you guys who don't know, Aiden, he's my moderator full-time here. He left, if you go to the very bottom of the chat, look for A's Lawn and Landscaping. The lowest link in the chat here, that's going to take you to the video all about spring seeding versus pre-emergence. No wonder when I used to come over to your house, you're always tired. Yeah, man, hustling. But you know what? That's part of the game, man. I'm celebrating my fatigue right now. I'm celebrating my fatigue by sitting down with a nice fire and talking to you guys. And after that, I'm going to hit the sack. Brett's Grasscapades. Jake, I'm waiting to do a complete renovation in spring. Should I do it? Absolutely, man. Great content. In fact, on top of that, it'll probably bring more people to you because you're going to be doing all sorts of interesting stuff in your yard. So, Brett, it's really up to you and what you want to do. In fact, what I would encourage you to do is, if you're struggling on how to make a decision, flip a coin, brother. Because I know you won't disappoint. You will not disappoint, brother. Okay. I plan to drop 4-step and just Priamine app and Malorganite every couple of weeks. Okay, that should work fine. Reginald Merritt. Hey Jake, I noticed that you overseeded your neighbor's lawn with the GCI turf type tall fescue blend. Out of curiosity, wasn't that at one time a Kentucky bluegrass lawn? I just wondered. Reginald, so yes and no. Let me go ahead and explain that. So when Alan moved in here, he seeded the front lawn and the side yard and the boulevards. He seeded all of that with pure Armada turf type tall fescue. Whereas the back lawn, he did a little bit of Armada, or maybe a different variety of some sort, and he mixed some KBG in the back. So to sum it up, the front lawn, the boulevards, and the side, that's all pure tall fescue, whereas the back lawn is a mixture of a little bit of fescue with about 50% Kentucky bluegrass back there. So I hope that clarified. I hope that clarified any questions, Reginald. Yeah. Aiden, that's right. He does have the Anderson stuff. Jake, does a broadcast spreader really matter? I have a cheap Scots 1 and want to upgrade to either the $220 Spiker or a $180 Brenly. K-Beast, it really doesn't matter. In fact, the only thing that I really care about is getting the product evenly distributed across the lawn. Now, I primarily like to recommend broadcast spreaders, especially when you're spreading granular products, because they're going to be very easy at covering a lot of ground in very little time, and on top of that, it's going to ensure that you get an even application. Whereas if you try to do it with, let's say, a drop spreader of some sort, right? You have to make sure that when you do your passes, that you're literally border to border with the previous pass. Otherwise, you're going to get these weird stripes and sweeps throughout your lawn. So, yeah. $220 Spiker Pro, that's a good one. $108 Brenly, that's good as well. But in the end, it really doesn't matter what you get as long as you have a broadcast spreader, whether it be the cheapest one you can find at Walmart or the fanciest one that you can get at a dealer. As long as it's a broadcast and it works and it gets the job done, that's all that matters. Brett, appreciate it, brother. I'll tell you what, man. I hope you come to GIE next year. I'd love to meet you. Hey, Jake, how was GIE? I wish you could have made it. Hopefully next year. Andy, it was a blast. I'll tell you what. I hung out with all the A players in the industry, and on top of that, got to demo some good equipment, talked to a lot of great people. And in fact, if you want to hear a little bit more about that trip itself, I will actually be releasing a recap video this Monday at 5 a.m. like I always do, 5 p.m. CDT, Central Daylight Savings Time. That'll be recapping my trip to GIE, all the fun I had, the people I met, that kind of thing. So stay tuned. Stay tuned for the video coming Monday. Sparkles 6681, thank you, brother. Much appreciated. Is this live? Andrew B? Yes, it is. If you have any questions, ask them in the chat, and I will answer them as soon as I can. Connor X, I can't confirm on that. I haven't seen him anywhere. And to be honest with you, no. To be honest with you, I wasn't really looking for him. Thank you for all of your content and knowledge. You deserve all of the success and more that you will have. David McCarthy, I appreciate that very much, brother. Thank you for your dedication. Helps me grow every day. Sup from Fargo, Jim Bob. How you doing, man? Jake, I was wondering if you were going to switch back to granular, or are you going all next products from here on out? I was just wondering. Andy's Outdoor Adventure. Sorry if I'm messing up your name. I'm pretty tired here. What? Hang on a second. Let me keep going here. So, to answer Andy's question here, it really doesn't. I'm not gonna go back to granular on my front yard. In fact, I think I'm gonna stick with the liquid and see where I can get it. Because one thing I'm learning as I go along this process is that it doesn't take just only a year to successfully convert my lawn from 3 to 4 pounds of granular fertilizer all the way down to a quarter pound per month, or a pound and a quarter for the entire year of liquid nitrogen. And because of that, I think I'm going to go another couple of seasons. In fact, maybe from here on out, I'm just going to run my front section here on the liquid Green County Next products. Because if I'm going to be honest with you, with the small area that I have here, and the hose and everything, it's easier to spray it than it is to break out my Spiker spreader and run across it. So I think I'm going to stay with liquid, at least on this section here, whereas everything else mostly is going to get the granular. But that's only because of my time constraints. Once I get a little bit more time here in the next few weeks, then I'll probably start doing more liquid granular type mixtures and see what kind of results we can get there. So stay tuned for that coming up. Do you plan to use Hybrix fertilizer or any other type of fertilizer next season? Vladimir Martinez, I do not have any plans of that whatsoever at the moment, but I am open to it if those companies want to reach out to me and do something. Alright. Jake is a rising star, he'll get his due. Yeah, man, you know what? People can tell me that all they want. I'm just a regular person like everyone else, just trying to make it happen. Keep it up, Jake. You give hope to the future generations. Mike Haddad, I appreciate that, brother. By the way, I like your username, Lawn Addictions, because that pretty much describes everything. That pretty much describes my life, man. It's just nothing but lawn addictions. It's super fun.
Yeah.
Jake, just wondering if you watch any of the other lawn care type YouTube channels. Kenny Cooper, yes, I do. I watch a few here and there whenever I get some time. Whenever I'm struggling with an edit or trying to make my story interesting, I always go watch what's going on in the community to kind of give myself some inspiration. Because oftentimes what will happen to me sometimes when I'm editing or I catch myself overworking myself, is sometimes I'll get to a point where I'll actually start to resent the craft, right? Like I'll go into this like rabbit hole where I'll start editing a video, and at some point down the line I'll get a little stressed out and I feel like throwing in the towel, right? So then that's where I kind of take a few minutes and I remind myself, wait a minute, remember why you're here. Remember the fact that you have a community here that you're helping, the fact that you have a community that supports one another, the fact that we're one big happy family that helps each other in good times and bad. So when I'm able to go in the community, watch all the videos, all the camaraderie and stuff, it kind of reminds me of that, and it gives me the motivation to keep going. One day I aspire to be as awesome as Jake. Well, Brett, let me tell you something. Don't aspire to be anything. Aspire to be your awesome self. Mike Haddad, how's it going? My Kentucky bluegrass has been planted for a year. I do not see any spreading. On it. Why? What can I do to encourage KBG to spread and fill in dead spots? Well, Danny Powers, I believe you could see bluegrass in the transition zone. Hang on, I'm getting lost here. So it really depends on where you're at and what the climate's like. So Danny Powers, if it's starting to get cold and dry and your grass is starting to slow down as far as growth goes, then there's not really much you can do. But if you're still warm, like you're in the 50s and the 60s, you do have a couple of opportunities. So what I would recommend you do is go to those areas where it's not filling in and just hammer them with the specialty products, right? RGS, Aerate, Humic 12, just hit it hard. Right? In fact, if you want to, you could put a quart of that stuff in those areas, and I promise you, those areas will start to fill in. Now, keep in mind, they're not going to fill in right away because bluegrass, as it does spread aggressively, it does go a little bit slow. So you're going to have to give it at least a couple of weeks to fill in and take over. And if you do that, you have a little bit of patience, you should be fine. Remember, patience is a virtue in this game, so you need to make sure that you have it. Mm-hmm. How's the LCN JTLK project coming along? Andy's Lawn Care and Outdoor Adventures, it is great. In fact, I'm actually going to be heading over there tomorrow to do some follow-up updates as well as an application to get the lawn ready for winter. So stay tuned for that video coming out some point in the next couple of weeks. Mm-hmm. LBs, 1977, by all means, mix them all together. They're only going to help. Just put them all down. Like I said, they call that the biostimulant pack for one reason. Because they can all be sprayed together, and all they're going to do is help stimulate soil biology. Remember that. Gary Herrera, dude, I talk to Ryan Knorr all the time. In fact, I talk to a lot of the A players when it comes to cinematography in the community. I ask them for pointers, as well as I watch a lot of YouTubers. Like my favorite YouTuber to watch when it comes to cinematography, Peter McKinnon. I love watching that guy, as well as a couple others. I don't remember their names, but Peter McKinnon definitely great with cinematography. That dude is stellar. Can't wait to see all of you guys' videos from GIE. Keep up your great work. Jake Stowe, I will. Thank you for tuning in. Awesome response. I would love my channel to get to the point where other guys like you go for inspiration. That's right, man. Well, Kenny Cooper, here's my advice to you. Find your niche, start making videos, and don't stop. Figure out a schedule that's attainable and stick to it. If you do that, I promise you, you will find success. It might not be overnight, but I'm telling you, if you just keep your head down, you keep hustling, you figure out a way to make it better every day, I promise you, you're going to go somewhere. Gotta run to eat, be back in a bit. All right, Aiden, we'll catch you in a little bit, buddy. Yeah, Dylan, I remember, man. We found him in the streets, and then we took him in. Or your grandma found him in the streets, and we ended up taking him in. Um, I'm sure he's around here somewhere. In fact, he's lounging on the couch over there. You see him? Yeah, I probably can't because it's too dark. But anyway, yeah, man. I remember how we got him, and let me just say, I'm so blessed that we do have him. He's a blessing to our family, man. I freaking love him. He could be a little stinker at times, but you know he's my little cat. What are your thoughts on Super Juice? Not gonna speak on it. Ain't interested. Ken Harbinson, what's up, Jake? Live show is great. It was nice talking to you at the GIE. Ken Harbinson, yeah, dude, I remember you. It was awesome meeting you. I think you're the guy that made the music, right? Oh, dude, if you would like to make me something, if you would like to make me anything for the videos, by all means, go ahead. As I mentioned before, I like anything that's kind of hip hop and jazz mixed together. So if you want to make me anything along those lines, dude, by all means, mix it up. I'll probably use it in one of my upcoming videos. Mm-hmm. Ken Harbinson, thanks, brother. Oh yeah, yeah, Aiden, Dylan, your mom did give it to your grandma. Sorry, I got that part wrong. But yeah, either way, he was a street cat, and we took him in. And I got to say, within the last year and a half that we did have our cat, he's been nothing but a blessing. Are you going to offer fall cleanups as a business offering? Yes, I am. Yeah, Andy, I'm going to be doing that. I'll be touching more on that in next week's Lawnfires. Green Bay misting systems. What happened to the project along with the pool install? Nothing, man. I'm actually going to be heading over there this weekend to do some winter applications as we are heading into winter. My goal is to get the lawn ready for winter, and the way I'm going to do that is by stocking it up with as much nitrogen as I can. So that'll be shot tomorrow. Probably won't get out probably won't go out for a couple of weeks, as I do have the GIE stuff going out this week, and then on top of that, I also have the 3-week update for my Next Step Liquid Lawn Care program going out, and then after that, I got to do 6-week updates, and then we should be able to get that out. So it's been crazy busy over here, but we'll get through it. Yeah, Dylan, you did. Eduardo Cruz, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Sorry if I sound tired. I just got back from GIE. Shows, those shows are a lot of fun, but they get really exhausting really quick when you're walking on acres of land. Any Aussies coming to Indiana to mow your lawn? I believe by Aussies he's talking about Ben. No, he's not. It's not part of the tour. Um, I wasn't contacted about it, nor did I reach out to that. So, yeah, Ben's not coming out here. But I did get an opportunity to meet Ben, and I gotta say, Ben, if you're watching this at some point, it was really cool meeting you and hearing about some of the cool innovations that you got going on down in Australia, as well as some of the products that you have. It's pretty interesting to hear a different perspective, especially someone who lives on the other side of the world, right? Who has a totally different market, totally different situation, different grass types, everything. It's just cool to hear from you. So I look forward to meeting you again at some point, Ben. Yeah. Jake Stowe, you gonna do a how-to Christmas lights video this year? Jake Stowe, you know it, man. Every single year, I'm gonna do something. Well, I've pretty much done the baseline videos where I do the roof line and I light up the ground. So at this point, now my biggest thing is going to be figuring out how to add more detail to it. So that's how it's gonna be at all my Christmas light properties. So stay tuned for those videos coming. Chris Thornton, did you get to meet Terrell Fixes All? Dude, I didn't get to shake his hand, but I did see him a couple of times, and I gotta say, he actually lives 20 minutes away from me. He lives here in Indiana. And Connor Ward, the Lawn Rebel, he's actually gonna be coming up here in the spring to do a collaboration with him, and while he's here, I think they're gonna gather everybody up and they're gonna come over here and we're gonna go mow some project lawns. So that'll be a lot of fun. Andy's Lawn Care and Outdoor Adventures. Jake, do you know of a good quality spreader for around $75? Looking to use the next products for next year. Andy, I got a question. How big is your lawn? Because I actually got a couple of recommendations for you. Now, they're a little pricey. They're probably the cheapest model I can recommend you is at least $30 more, but I promise you, nothing but good quality out of these. So if you could tell me your lawn size, I can give you a good recommendation. Are you a real tree or a fake tree type person? Before I go any further, dude, I love both of them. Now, it's usually a tradition here that we will go get real trees every year and put them in our upstairs living room, put them in the window. In fact, we had a tradition going for a couple of years here where we actually go to the tree farm and we get some of the ugliest trees and we put them up in our window and we just decorate them and it looks so sick. Like when I say ugly, I'm talking about some of the like disproportionate, like really wide trees with a really messed up top, kind of like a Griswold Christmas tree, right? But because of all of the building that is going on around here, we're getting all these new homes put up left and right. The nearest tree farm to me, which is actually down the street here, is being shut down, and they're just going to put homes right there. So, honestly, I don't know when the next time I'm going to get a real tree is. Probably not this year, but I'm sure we'll figure something out next year because, like I said, I don't know how I'm going to replace that convenience of just going down the street and getting a tree. But in the last year, because it was closed down, I actually did 2018 Christmas. I actually did put a fake tree up there. It's kind of a transition, like color white LED tree. I put it up in the window, and It looked pretty good. I mean, it really doesn't matter. It's really all about what they both look good in their own way. So to answer that, that's what I would say. Be sure to pick up some Braille cream for Connor before he comes to visit. That's Connor's responsibility. That's what he gets for not flying me out to Utah. I'm just kidding. I'll get you some Braille cream. About 5,000 square feet. Okay, so Andy's Lawn Care, I have a really great, slightly less. Okay, this is perfect. So if you look below the link of this Lawnfires or Lawnfires in general, um, go down, scroll down the link, and I want you to scroll down to Sprayers Plus, and it's actually the first link in there. So click that link right there, www.sprayers.com, sprayersplus.com /ref/lawn kid. If you click that link, that'll take you to Sprayers Plus's website, and that'll take you to Sprayers Plus's website. And there are 3 sprayers that I highly recommend. One of them being the FH25E, as I've talked about before. It's kind of a home and garden model. It's a 2-gallon tank and it's battery powered. It works perfectly for lawns 5,000 square feet or less, and that goes for about $109. Now, if you use coupon code Go Electric, all caps, at checkout, you can actually get free shipping on your purchase. So Andy's Lawn Care and Outdoor Adventure. If you want to learn a little bit more about that, click the first link in this video's description. It'll take you right to the website. And once again, use coupon code GOELECTRIC at checkout. That'll give you free shipping on your purchase. Again, as far as the sprayer model goes, FH25E, $109. Great purchase for 5,000 square feet. It will give you quality. I heard you're coming to Maryland this summer. Can't wait. Do you have any ideas whether there will be a local meetup? EOD? I do not know exactly at the moment yet. We're still coordinating that. We're still getting things scheduled. We're still trying to figure out what we're gonna do. So once I have all that figured out, I will get back to you and let you know about any meetups, if any. What's up, Jake? How's the weather here? Cold in New York today. It's actually pretty warm. We were in the 60s today here in Indiana, so not too bad. So Andy, I hope I helped you out, brother. Ugh. Did you ever check out the Flow Zone sprayer? No, I didn't. I didn't get a chance to. I'll have to email them or something over winter. But EOD, did you get a chance to see them? If you did, tell me all about it. I'd like to hear more about their product. Any plans for 2020 lawn care? Army football? At the moment, just more projects, growing big. That's it. I will say though, I got a couple of travels planned for the 2020 lawn season. So if you want to learn a little bit more about those, make sure you subscribe to the channel and stay tuned. How was GIE, dude? It was a blast. It was a blast getting to meet all the people, test all the equipment, everything. It was just awesome. Thank you for asking. Oh, that fire is dead. Let me go ahead and lighten it up a little bit. Hmm. Where was I at here? Hey Jake, I've been cutting my grass short to get rid of quackgrass. Should I do that in the spring as well? John D. Yes. And when you do, make sure you're mowing at most every 2 days. It's only going to help. I've been trying to bribe Ben Sims to come to the U.S. with my barbecue. Even though I didn't get to meet him, I'm glad he was able to come here. Me too, man. He's an awesome dude, and I just loved hearing his story and, like how he grew up as a greenskeeper. He was very involved in turf, and he became a greenskeeper. His brother's a greenskeeper, so pretty much runs in his family. So he's just a really cool all-around dude. And on top of that, just awesome hearing about some of the products that are on the market in his neck of the woods. Did you meet Nicole with Turf Care Supply? Yeah, man, I meet them. Oh my God, I met her. Oh yeah, that's their motto. Yeah, I met her. Her and I had a little putt off earlier. Of course, I won because I played junior golf as a kid, so I knew what I was doing. So basically, we're in the same industry, so we knew what to expect out of each other. I'm just kidding. We didn't do a putt contest, but I did meet her. She's super nice. Definitely looking forward to meeting her again. Did you learn anything from Mr. Martin about his new X-Soil with peptides? Chad Fleming, I'm going to be honest with you. That stuff is way above my head. I don't even know what a peptide is, but I'm interested in learning it. Now Matt and I, we did have an interesting discussion today. We did talk a little bit at length about the Monsanto lawsuits that are going on with the cancer, and they're going on with the cancer and glyphosate and all that stuff. We talked a lot about the cancer lawsuit. We talked and kind of got his scientific perspective on it. Now I'm not going to go too deep in this because it's a very controversial topic. But I will say I did have that conversation with him today because I'm writing a paper for school on it. And my biggest message that I'm trying to get across with that paper is the fact that a lot of the reasons people get sick when they use that stuff is because they don't use it responsibly, or they don't use it safely is the way to say it, right? A lot of those people, I see them out there spraying in their tank tops and shorts, and then they want to wonder why a couple of days later they have cancer or whatever, right? Because what I want you to realize at the end of the day, no product is safe if it's a herbicide or a pesticide, so you need to make sure you read that label and follow it exactly, right? That's the message I want to get across at the end of the day. Can you mow a tall fescue like quackgrass all skiing? I have no idea. I don't know. But some interesting experiments for next year, so stay tuned. Jake, what's the last application before the ground is frozen? Synthetic nitrogen. It doesn't matter the source, just get some synthetic nitrogen down. Again, 3/4 pound at most. The idea is to tuck the lawn in with a full tummy so that it can wake up next spring feeling refreshed and ready for battle. The flow zone, yeah, I'll have to reach out to them. We'll have to see if we can get together and do something over the winter. All right, we got about 10 more minutes, and then I gotta get off here. I'm gonna hit the sack. I'm tired. Jake MD, turf type tall fescue KBG. I have just properly identified thinking about killing it off and throwing down sod while I have a few weeks or so before first freeze. What are your thoughts? Oh, this is an interesting one. So you want to kill off the Poa trivialis and resod those areas. In fact, you know what? There's no harm in it, because I hear a lot of professional landscapers who actually recommend you sod going into winter, because the sod, while it's not going to start growing yet, it's going to be a perfect time, because as we're getting cooler, we're going to be getting a lot more rain, and once we get a little too cold to the point where we're getting snow, that snow is going to accumulate. Once we get to the spring and that snow melts, that's going to contribute for the sod being watered in, which is going to make it easier on your part to make sure that sod gets established. Now, is that something I typically recommend? The answer is no. If you can control it, I would probably do it around the time that you seed and water it every day for 30 days at least, and then once you get around that point, you can start transitioning back to watering at least 2 to 3 times a week, half inch each time, deep and infrequent as I call it. So if you do that, so really, you can go any way you want, because what I want you to realize is that with lawn care, it's fun, right? Lawn care is fun. It's supposed to be fun. You can do anything you want with it, right? Just know that if it doesn't go how you want it to go, it's grass, man. You can start over. But as far as the efficacy of doing that, it could work. It could work. Just make sure you get it done in time before the ground freezes. Is it okay to spray Loveland Mecamine D in Midwest Wisconsin area, or is it cold, bad timing? 60s this weekend and spring keep creeping Charlie. As long as the nighttime temperatures are not dipping into 45 or below, you should be fine. Chad Fleming, FYI, RHHP, root hair promoting peptide. I'd post a study link, but it will not let me. It has amazing potential. Chad Fleming, maybe you can email me if you want. I'll leave my email here at the bottom of the chat. Yeah, get that in there. My email. If you want to email me that link, I will read it when I get a chance. I'd really appreciate it. Thanks for the content info, EOD357. You're welcome. Thank you for the questions and the dedication. All right, we got a couple more minutes. Thanks for the spots. Keep rocking. Trad Fleming. All right, man. Thank you. Peptides, that is. Yeah. Did he discuss it on his live show? I'm gonna be honest with you. I missed a couple of his live shows because I got a little slow with my edits, and I didn't get to. And I spent all Sunday night editing, so I probably missed his live stream. Yes, his live show. I probably missed it. Not intentionally. Yeah, Kenny Cooper, they're definitely ahead. I agree with you there. Very ahead. I will listen, EOD, once I get off here, like I said, I am going to sleep like a baby tonight. That's all I could say. I am going to sleep really good. Yes, it does. Andy, it does have a shoulder strap, so you'll be good there. What are your thoughts on the Earthway spreaders? Great products. Listen, I have nothing against them. They're a great spreader. They're broadcast. They get the job done. I bet I'm going to GIE next year. EOD, definitely come next year. I'd love to meet you. Okay, 5 more minutes. I'm gonna lay on that beanbag back there, right by the fire. Email sent. Chad, I'll check that as soon as I can, brother. Thank you very much. All right. Gotta run. Thanks for all the info. Catch some Z's. See you next week. Andy, appreciate the support, brother. Glad I could help you out. I can see Jake, you're tired. Yeah, man. We're gonna wrap this up in a few minutes. In fact, 7 o'clock exactly. So if you guys have any questions you'd like to drop in here before I get off here, I'd like to answer them. If you need someone to organize the meetup in Maryland, I will do it. All right, man. Awesome. I'll let you know. Ken Harbinson, like with almost everything, you get what you pay for. Probably don't want to buy into their entry-level spreader. Look for something with pneumatic tires. That's right. How big in size is GIE? It's always hard to tell from videos. Dude, it's like acres and acres worth of land. And we're talking indoors and out. So think of it like that. It's really big. It's really big, and it's a lot of walking. That's all I did the past 3 days was walk and eat. That's all I did. Walk, ride mowers, talk to some distributors, and then I spent the night having steak dinners. So I've been spoiled rotten. Have you ever met that geek to freak guy? No, I haven't, man. I wish I could, man. I'll tell you what, that guy changed the industry forever. That's all I can say. He kickstarted all of this. Thanks, Jake. Have a good night rest. I will, KBs. Thank you very much for your dedication. I appreciate it. What are you going to do to winterize your yard this year? What are you putting down and how much? Well, for my lawn in particular, the next step, I'm going to stick with the 1801 Green Punch, and I'm going to go with the highest rate possible of about 24 ounces per 1,000 square feet. That's going to give me about a little over a third, a little under a third of nitrogen actually, about 0.31. We'll be talking more about that in an upcoming video, so stay tuned for that. Do you mulch leaves or bag them? Well, it usually depends on the severity of the leaves. So if they're like if it's like a light leaf covering, I'll mulch them back in. But if it's like really heavy to a point where I can't even see the lawn, I'm definitely putting my bagger on. Let's just say that right now. Hair looks great, brother. Appreciate it. You know what's funny? For those of you guys who met me today, I'm still wearing the same clothes. I just got back like 4:30 my time. Yeah, I've been back here for 2 hours now. So right when I got back, I went right into getting ready for Lawnfires. Any footage from GIE coming? Yes, this Monday. Full video about it. Stay tuned. Oh, God. It's a lot. Get some rest, buddy. Great show. Surprised you had it. Surprised you had it. You look exhausted. That's dedication. Well, Trad Fleming. It's dedication when you're passionate for it. So if I'm using Carbon X, what would you suggest as far as pounds per 1,000 to put it in your beds? I would say at 2. I'm not really sure on that one, Ken. I'm not really sure. In fact, I'll probably have to do some research myself, maybe ask Matt, and then maybe do a video on it over at Allen's old property. EOD, thank you, brother. Thanks for doing Lawnfires even though you just got home and are tired. Way to be committed. Appreciate it, Kenny. Glad I could help you. Alright guys, we're at 7 o'clock now. I am going to get off here and I am going to lay by that fire and possibly hit the hay in the next couple of minutes. So I just want to say a big thank you to all of you guys who tuned in here, and for those of you guys who just got back from GIE, I hope you guys had safe travels back to your homes. It was really awesome getting to meet you guys, talk with you, all the vendors, the people, the equipment, everything. It was fun. And on top of that, those of you guys who came in here and tuned in, I really appreciate your dedication and all your questions. It's what keeps me going every single week. So with that, I'm Jake the Lawn Kid. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys next time. If I don't see you guys next time, your lawn is going to be dominated. See you later.